So that's it, the last solar eclipse to be seen on this continent in this century. As I said, not until August 21st, 2017, will another eclipse be visible from North America. That's 38 years from now. May the shadow of the moon fall on the world peace.
Hi everybody, welcome back. It is Rosemary, the San Gabriel Valley Girl. This is my 14th vlog and it's called Signs and Synchronicities. Now, signs and synchronicities, I would say that I started experiencing them and truly understanding them for about 5 years now. And the more and more I take care of myself, and the more and more I've been meditating and doing things that feel good and appreciating everything I do have and the things that I want, and taking care of myself and feeling good really is the number one thing. Just making yourself feel as good as possible from wherever you are at. And the more you tend to that, leads you on the path of least resistance. And once you're on the path of least resistance, you know, not all the time, but because we're human, so we're going to go back and forth and have contrast. But once we're, for the most part, feeling good and taking care of ourselves, and, you know, we have learned to think more positive thoughts over negative thoughts and have an optimistic outlook and so forth, getting a proper amount of sleep, and just doing more things that make you feel good and make you happy, smiling, laughing, appreciating. Yeah, that's when signs and synchronicities really set in. And if you guys don't really experience them much, let me kind of tell you real quick what will make you a believer and what will lead you to having many synchronicities and signs and synchronicities. The path of least resistance is basically, and the path of resistance. Resistance, example, you're holding a cork, push it down underwater, and you're not just letting that cork float. You're not just going with it. You're fighting against it. You're holding it down. That's resistance. But if you just boom, let the cork float, let it just naturally do its thing and go with the flow, float, and, you know, which would mean not worrying so much, not fearing so much, and choosing a positive thought over a negative thought, or, you know, instead of looking for what could go wrong in certain situations or in every situation, look at what could go right. Basically, the more you just relax and chill into things is really when I started experiencing them. You start seeing them just all the time. And I noticed, you know, on the days that I'm not vibrating so high and I'm not going with the flow as much, and I guess being more resistant to certain things, I don't receive the synchronicities at all, or nearly as much as when I am in the flow, in alignment, and just trusting. And remember too, you guys, when you do take care of yourself, make yourself feel good, train your mind to think more positive thoughts over negative thoughts, meditate, do what makes you happy, not always try to please everybody and everything, which I'm an empath, I'm a very sensitive being, so I have always lived that way. But as I've learned to take better care of myself and my own needs and my own feelings, I'm not only being able to help other people more, but I have really got to understand and know myself so deeply and so truly, and really listen to that inner voice and that, and just life, you know, speaking to you. The soul speaks to you in silence, and that's why I and so many other people, or everybody who truly meditates, a lot of synchronicities, because that's taking care of yourself. and taking walks, getting out in nature, going to the beach, just appreciating things. Appreciation is great. Gratitude, and just the more and more you feel good and better, the more and more synchronicities you'll experience. And signs, of course, a lot of you out there, signs and talking to the universe, that's ridiculous. And that's fine. You guys can be skeptical and be like that, but it's just because you haven't practiced vibrating and really appreciating and understanding how we're all energy and we all vibrate at a certain frequency, and how the universe, just reacts to our thoughts and so it's, sometimes I will ask the universe for signs, and I'll say, should I do this or should I not do this? And is this right? Is this not right? And when I do that, my intuition, and if you just close your eyes and you literally ask yourself that question before I get to the signs, your inner voice, your intuition, your soul, it'll tell you the answer. Just sit in silence and say, ask, universe, tell me if this is right or wrong, or whatever you're feeling you want to ask a question. Ask the universe, and you'll know the answer by the way you feel. The better you feel, the better it gets. The worse you feel, the worse it gets. So then you'll understand more if you practice more. But when I ask the universe for a sign, sometimes if a bird will fly by and kind of like validate that, or I'll find a feather or a coin, and usually it's precisely at that exact time that I ask the universe, and sometimes it's a little bit after. But even with synchronicities, I'll be thinking a thought, a bird will fly by, validate that thought, I'll see a 222 on a license plate, and I'll find a feather. Like sometimes they even happen like 1, 2, 3. It's just really crazy, but it's really real. And I urge you all to look into just vibration and energy and feeling good, because your health, your wealth, your well-being, abundance, prosperity, everything becomes easier and better when you're not forcing the cork down. So just let the cork float, and we're humans, we're gonna have contrast, we're gonna have negative times and experiences that are going to put us in a sad or depressive type mood, worrying, fear. But the important thing is that once we are in one of those times in our life, we reach for a better feeling thought, get outside, do something that makes us feel good. There's just so many things that we can do to make ourselves feel good and to reach for a better thought. And that means we're vibrating higher. And you'll only be a believer once you practice it. So practice it. I urge you all to learn more about energy and more about vibration, and how laughing, smiling, having fun, and taking care of yourself really will change your life, your health, mentally, physically, everything for the better. And we're all in this together, and I only wish the best for you all. Sending healing, loving energy to you all. Bye.